Hello, Rick Team video. Today we're gonna take a look at the best team from Pvpoke, at least. If you didn't know, like there is in the analysis tab, I think, for it, the top teams from Pvpoke as well. If you can want to take a look at this training tab and then you just hover over it and you can take a look at the different metas, the top performers, and this is the top team. Which, if you know my channel, you might already recognize because I showcased this team immediately in the beginning of the last time when Great League came back there. So I guess a lot of people like this team as well. So we're going to take a look at this thing again, and we're going to take a look at the gameplay here. And I have to say, I was super unlucky today. Like, I really felt today was not the day to play the game. Also, like the team that I play tomorrow in the video, I already played like 3 games with that. I am like so unlucky with a lot of things, but hey, at least here in the first game, I think we're going to face off against the other team that I built, which I thought is one of the best teams, but this team is definitely hard rolling this one, which is unfortunate, but doesn't really say anything about this team or the other team. It's just a hard roll for the Bastion MEweedle plus Trevenant team. There's nothing that the opponent can do about this. There's nothing that in general you can do about it if you have a loss for the Bastion in the lead and 2 flying types in the back against the grass and the fighting type. Doesn't say anything about the team that my opponent plays here, which is also one that I built, or like my own team. Here against my brother, very cool, losing lead there, losing Swampert. There is nothing I can do, like there's literally nothing I can do here. A very funny team there also with Emperors. Kind of want to play my Emperors as well. Haven't showcased it last time because like literally I think there were like 4 different people who showcased Emperors, so I was like, maybe that's already a little bit oversaturated, but now when Great League comes back, I'm kind of looking forward to showcase a few Pokemon that I didn't showcase last time around because so many other people did it already. So there's a lot of Pokemon coming up that I'm interested in. What I'm not really interested in is this team from my opponent. This is nothing I can do. Like there's nothing I can do here at all. There is literally nothing. My opponent has Altaria now in the back, which is just a general, very neutral Pokemon, very good Pokemon currently in the meta, really underrated to be fair. Most likely going to make another Dragon, maybe another cheap one, maybe a cheap Altaria team soon. Would be something interesting. Altaria, one of the cheapest Pokemon to build for the Go Battle League. Yes, you kind of want to have the Moonblast as a secondary charge move, but basically you never really use it anyway. Only like on really interesting matchups. So it's not really the most important thing to have. And otherwise, it's 10k for the second charge move there, as you also only need to put it to level 29, so no XL Pokemon there, as it's pretty cheap to build. So Altaria, one of the cheapest and coolest Pokemon to build for the Go Battle League. If you're new to the Go Battle League, definitely try to build an Altaria. There's nothing that you can do really wrong with it. Again, not the lead that I want to face here with MEweedle. Of course, we get hard walled now by a Lantern. I mean, MEweedle Lantern is a pretty common combination. Most likely with Noctowl in the back, also showcased it in my top team video, of course. It is one of the top teams for sure. It is very annoying to deal with because MEweedle in the lead going to be in general such a strong pick right now. MEweedle just deals with all those steel types super well. And now we have a Surf on the Lantern, which will give you coverage more against Galarian Stunfisk, and B, also the Noctowl being basically not hard rolled by anything really. I think Lantern is like one of the hardest to roll. It's just really tough. It's just really tough to beat teams like this. So here Swampert. While Swampert is still a cool Pokemon, and while this is the rank 1 Pokemon, rank 1 team on Pvpoke, it felt sometimes a little bit difficult to play. Here we have the Noctowl now on the back, which I expected here. I didn't even know it, but it's just a very common team. Also in my top team videos, it's just a very strong team again. But yeah, how does it go in general with this lineup? I think I went 8 and 7 with it, which is fine. I still was fine there, and I got better after a while. Like my first set was a 1 and 4, and then I got definitely a little bit better with it. But yeah, like it's still a little bit tricky to play it in the current time. But you also see I literally lose every single lead, which I think was just the main reason why it went so bad. If you just are luckier with the leads and don't face the perfect hard wall towards your Swampert, then I guess you're a little bit better off. But I literally faced next to no steel types. No, I think there was not a single Galarian Stunfisk I faced or something in the lead there. I didn't face any steel types. I didn't face anything of that. I only faced MEweedle. I only faced like Mantine twice, I think even. It was wild. I don't know. Like this is the thing. Sometimes you just are not lucky with the leads that you get. This is totally normal, there's no algorithm, but like sometimes you're super lucky with your leads, sometimes you're completely unlucky with your leads. Really depends here. There's not a lot that you can do against Mantan here. Mantan is a core breaker, shoutouts to MEweedle. He definitely loves to use Mantine for reasons, I guess. But Mantine, very strong Pokemon here, might showcase this one as well because it is very, very neutral. You see it has exactly the same stats, I think, as the Skarmory. And Skarmory is a very bulky boy. This one is a very bulky boy. It has a better fast move than Skarmory with a wing attack here for sure. As they're actually going to bait me here. Very good bait by the opponent. But also the the charge moves are pretty cool as well. Having Bubble Beam debuffing the opponent as well with Ice Beam as a good charge move there as coverage is kind of cool. I wish there was like something like Surf on it. I think with Surf it would be most like too overpowered, but like it needs like some more stab coverage as well, which it doesn't have. Other than Aerial Ace, and Aerial Ace everybody knows is completely horrible. So if like Mantine gets us one more move, it would be completely meta. But also with like the lanterns around, it would be a little bit tricky. Here we're actually going to be able to knock out at the opponent's Sableye, going for the debuff against the opponent's Mantine. And even though we lost lead hard and we have literally nothing for Mantine, we're still going to be able to reach this Hydro Cannon, knocking them straight out here, and we will be able to win this game with our Shadow Swampert. Good game to my opponent. Next going to be Swampert against Bastiodon. Finally a good lead here. I like this one. I think it's the same team as you saw before as well. My video about this team went kind of viral, and also this team is really good still. I can still highly recommend it to you, which you see from my opponent here. Thing is just that my team, which I play here right now, is just very good against it. So there's no lot that they can do about this, and this is just something that you have. Like, it happens in general. Like, they're going to be hard counters. There's not a single team, I think, out there that doesn't have a hard wall team against them. So luckily for us that people play this team still. I actually most likely going to take a look at this team again as well. Oh, actually they have Victreebel in the back this time around. They don't even have the Trevenant, but actually I've also thought about it today. Victreebel is actually a very good replacement for it though. Here, for example, my opponent knows already, I think, that they're going to lose this game. I can go ahead and go into my Swampert now, and like, there's nothing that they can do. I hope that they just forfeit. They do forfeit, so good game there. Not a lot that you can do, but seems like they are at least having a similar idea from teams that I do as well. We see a Medicham in the lead. We have to swap out into our Noctowl. But actually, they're going to let this move go through here, and we can go for the Sky Attack, putting them into the red health already. They're going to keep the energy alive, but of course, they're going to have the one and only Pokemon that I hate to face. Might be as well, again, a team that's from my top team video. Because Walrein plus Medicham, of course, is a very normal combination as well. But Walrein plus Medicham does make a ton of sense together. Very good core, especially Walrein as a Sales Swap right now is really underrated. There are not a lot of Lickitung around anymore that were like a little bit problematic for Walrein. Lickitung kind of died out for a few reasons, to be fair. And we will face off now the Icicle Spear against us. We can see Peter here, which is nice, but this is going to be still a tough game to win here. We will see that the opponent going to have a Bastion on the back. I'm going to forfeit here, but this is a team that I showcased as well on my top team video today again. If you haven't checked it out, there's going to be a link on the end cards. So like if you want to see some good teams, as you can see as well, my opponent's playing them as well. Definitely check that out. We see a Noctowl in the lead here. Interesting one there. We can go for one Hydro Cannon, getting them below half health, which is cool. Sky Attack coming through. Going to be fine. We can take another one here as well, as we're going to be able to go for our own Sky Attack. So wall against them now. Sky Attack coming through, and this would knock them out. Let's see if they're going to let this move go through. They're going to let this move go through. We will be able to realign, which is nice, especially as they have Lantern in the back. I have no idea why they didn't go into Lantern first, though. Like, now they get a ton of energy. They're going to swap out into the Sableye. Interesting play there. Like, if my opponent swapped into a Noctowl, I would have went straight into my not into my Sableye, but into my Lantern there, because I would have got like such a better matchup. Don't know why you didn't save your Noctowl there. We can go for one Brave Bird here. They're going to predict this. I have to go into my Swampert now. Swampert will be able to go for some Hydro Cannons against them, and Hydro Cannon will knock out the Sableye. Let's see what they're coming in. They're coming into their Lantern again. And now it's going to be a little bit tricky because the Lantern has a ton of energy here from the opponent. We will see the Surf coming through. We will see that we can go for one Hydro Cannon. And I'm going to go ahead and try to catch the Surf onto my Pidgeot soon. They're going to go for another move, which is going to be their Surf. But we kind of have to try to catch the move. Pidgeot is coming up now and we can swap into it. We're going to get them lower and lower, but we cannot get to another charge move here in time. Is the opponent in range for one Hydro Cannon here? Let's take a look at it. The Hydro Cannon comes through and we will be able to win this game with a 1-8 HP and a dream good game there. Next opponent, Swampert against Swampert. At least some Swampert action here on both sides. Sad thing about my Swampert, which I actually kind of want to build a different Swampert again. I lose CMP. I always lose CMP with my AV spread against basically every Swampert around here. So I kind of really want to have a Swampert that's a little bit attack rated. I think that's really helpful for the Go Battle League in general right now, because in the mirror, you just win the mirror, which is most important. Here we're going to swap out now into our Noctowl, trying to, like, if we farm up extra and try to catch the move, the opponent most likely would be able to two-shot us, which is not ideal. As you can see here, it does exactly like half of my health. So I had to swap a little bit earlier, so I would be able to outspeed them if they would try to go for the next move for them. So it's kind of unfortunate because my Swampert itself doesn't have the energy anymore. I will be able to go ahead and go for some Shadow Balls against the opponent's Skarmory at least. They are forced to throw, which is cool, but it's still looking tough. I'm going to try to farm them all the way down with my Pidgeot, trying to get as much energy as possible. They're going to go for one charge move, which is going to be the Brave Bird. Not knocking us out, but getting us low as we have one Brave Bird stored of our own there. But yeah, we're going to see a very good play by the opponent here. They're going to catch the move on the Swampert, which I didn't really expect. If I knew that, I would have been able to get my energy, and now I'm dying on the Feather Dance, which is really annoying because I needed the Feather Dance in order to win this game. If I got to the Feather Dance, this game was over, but sadly we're losing out here with a very good catch by the opponent, to be fair. Like, very well played by the opponent. Congrats on winning this game with that catch. Very nice played, but yeah, I wasn't really on a lucky streak so far. A lot of games where I feel like, okay, there was not a lot that I could do, or like my opponent really played well, and I just had to play how I played, to be fair. Like, there was not a lot that I can do about it. Actually, I think against the Sableye I could have farmed up extra though. Like, this was not necessary to throw immediately, but I kind of want to swap out there to get to another Hydro Cannon time. It's just tough sometimes. We see the Noctowl against us. I think I wouldn't have been able to knock them out immediately if I threw immediately, because they were just barely over half health and just was barely under half health with my Hydro Cannon. So I don't think that the extra farm down really hurt me there, or like was unnecessary. I think it was necessary. We see another Swampert coming in, allowing us to go for another Hydro Cannon here. Going to go ahead and get both shields from the opponent here as well. As we face the Hydro Cannon coming through against us, we can go ahead and go to our Pidgeot, our final Pokemon here. As we hopefully can now hit the Brave Bird as well, as we can see the Hydro Cannon coming through. I expect them to catch the move soon. They're going to go for another Hydro Cannon here though. And we will see now that they're going to try to catch the move on the Sableye. Not with me. I can go ahead and go for the Feather Dance, knocking out the Sableye. We can go ahead and go for the Brave Bird here, and this Brave Bird going to destroy the opponent's Swampert. So in the end game there, like, it's getting better, to be fair. We have to just get used to the team. I think it's in general a thing that I tell you all the time. I don't play the games usually very well because I swap my teams every 3 sets. If you are playing Go Battle League and you want to climb, if you have a team that's really good for you, then you should definitely stick with it because it helps out a lot to keep the team that you play. Here we're going to kind of get walled again with the Registeel. Super unlucky, but maybe we can not get debuffed here, and we get debuffed, of course. Spoiler alert for tomorrow's video, we're going to play Registeel as well, and I had 5 times back-to-back Zap Cannon and 0 debuffs against my opponents, and it's just annoying. But yeah, we're going to be able to go ahead and go into our Swampert now. Swampert will be able to shield up the move from the opponent. They most likely going to try to snipe me with the Sableye, but I couldn't really see it. The game lagged a little bit, which is always coming in clutch there as well. And we can farm them hopefully all the way down with the Pidgeot, but sadly we were a little bit too slow, and they of course can even get to 1 return. Amazing. Like, the game doesn't really like us today. I think they have 1 shield to the left. It's going to be a horrible one for us. They're going to go into the Registeel. I have to throw on alignment there. They were just at the move. I can go for one Feather Dance, knocking them out, and we will see that the opponent is going to have Swampert in the back. We are not messing around. Oh, Ari, we're going to go for the Feather Dance. Gonna get the shield, which is important here, as they're going to have to throw against us now. They're debuffed, and now it really comes down to if we can survive one Hydro Cannon, and if we can go for the Earthquake. Do we survive this here? Let's see. We will survive it with 1 HP, and we will be able to finish off this final game with 1 Earthquake. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye bye.